Welcome, everybody, to Between the Textbooks, Episode 4. I'm your host, Chris Orms, here with my co-host,
Kyle Wu.
And we're here today joined by our really good friend and special guest, Jack Zerker.
I feel so special.
You are so special. You know, not everybody just gets to be featured on Between the Textbooks here. So, yeah, I mean, you're amongst a legendary co-host group of two other people right now.
YouTube royalty, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much, right? Very exclusive groups. Very exclusive group. But anyways, yeah, super excited to have you here. And what are we playing here today, Kyle?
We are playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
A classic.
Very classic game that I played as a ton when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I think
and has been a very big topic as of late with the new announcement of the new Star Wars Battlefront game.
Absolutely. So, and that called, I think, just Battlefront, right?
Yeah, they don't have a number.
Yeah, okay. And so, Jack, you and I were talking about this the other day. Just right off the gate, like right out of the bat, like what are your impressions on Battlefront, the new one coming out, and what are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I'm a huge fan of Battlefield. You know, as I guess poor as Battlefield 4 came out of the gate, it is an awesome game right now. You know, I just recently got an Xbox One, and I got Battlefield 4 and the entire premium map packs for something like $20.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and I've been playing that a lot. It's probably my most played game, along with Destiny on my Xbox.
Okay, I was gonna say you've been doing Destiny.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. But it's honestly like it's such a well refined game now. It's like extremely fun to play with your friends, and DICE was the creator of that game, and DICE is the creator of Battlefront. So, even if it is just a Battlefront glossed over with Star Wars, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to ask. Do you think it's just going to be Battlefield gameplay, mechanics, everything, just with Star Wars paint and hedges on it? And, I mean, it seems like the success of Battlefield and, once Battlefield 4 figured out all its server issues and yada yada, all that stuff, fantastic game.
Sure.
And, everybody enjoyed it, right? So, yeah, I agree. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I feel like just because it's Battlefield, it could be a relatively mediocre game, and it'll still sell so many copies, and everybody will still enjoy playing it. And okay, you're being exactly like Empire Strikes Back right here. Right but I'm pretty sure you need a little repel gun, Batman style, to get up underneath that thing. You literally just killed an AT-AT by attacking
its
its
dead?
foot.
Oh, I believe so.
Yeah,
Dude, I gotta protect the shield generator.
Okay, well, you're not doing a very good job.
Oh shit, it's already dead!
Yeah,
It's already dead!
The movie is one blast.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Which I actually just watched episode 4 today.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's classic.
About 10 minutes before I came over here, I finished it.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice. So you're getting amped for episode 6 or 7?
Or 7, yes.
Yeah, 7.
7's gonna be great.
The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I'm curious what Rogue One is gonna be like.
Oh, I'm more excited
really
for Rogue One than I am for episode
Really?
7.
You're more excited?
I think so, because episode 7 is going to be great. J.J. Abrams is awesome. We've seen what he does with Star Trek, basically practicing for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic movies. But Rogue One is almost like the Star Wars movie that we've been waiting for and wanting, because it's going to be edgy,
craziness.
It's going to be dark, and the prequels suck. We can all say that the prequels suck. And
well, I think they're kind of supposed to. They don't want to give away as much.
Yeah, and it's Rogue One is going to be the prequel that we all want. Because, it's going to be right before Episode 4, and it's going to be better than 1, 2, and 3.
I don't know. The thing is I think the reason why, Episode 7 is going to be so great is mainly just for the continuation of the story.
Yeah.
The
good story.
Yeah, exactly. And, the story of Star Wars is probably one of the best. We were talking about, me and my roommates were talking about this, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. And, for me, the nostalgia is Star Wars, so Star Wars is always going to win. But, I don't know, it's just Star Wars did such a good job with their story in that, it wasn't super involved in every movie. You always kind of knew what was going on, and so it was always really easy to follow, in my opinion. And that's why Star Wars, the story is just known as one of the best among any series of movies.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, like I said before, I think that's definitely going to be the prime piece in Episode 7 in
Definitely.
terms of excitement.
Yeah, because like think about Episode 1 and the prequels. Like I think the prequels were more of they got away from the using props. They were all about CG, and all that crap. But then like the stories were just trying to be too complicated and like stupid. Like apparently the entire like problem and the entire story of all the Star Warses originated in Episode 1 because of a trade embargo.
Yeah,
a trade embargo. Like really, freaking.
Right.
Weird aliens that are like
exactly
a trade federation. They're pissed off about freaking sales tax or some shit. Like,
for some reason that we didn't know.
Yeah, they never even say.
Yeah, there's a lot to the story that I guess is kind of unanswered, but it's not necessarily super important.
No,
why were they creating that clone army in the first place?
It's like, and how did nobody know about it?
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
it's just like okay, chill. And then it's like, okay, well. Like, we were creating a clone army, and now I guess we'll just use it.
Yeah, like, nobody asked questions.
But it was for a different reason in the first place. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It was interesting. But anyways, like, I think Battlefront has, they couldn't have picked a better time to be coming out with the movie.
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a huge success.
Because they're coming out, like a few weeks apart, right? Like, not...
The game?
The game and the movie.
I don't like that. Like a month,
the game's like November, and I think the movie's December.
Yeah, so it's like a month apart. They're going to be freaking feeding off each other. Although, is the movie the later one, or is Battlefield?
I believe the movie is the later one.
Battlefront is in, like, around probably Christmas time, or like I wouldn't be shocked if it was on
It's all going to be a holiday Q4.
Yeah. That's interesting, because I feel like the movie's going to do so well. But there's certain people out there that don't... And it seems impossible, but there's people out there that don't know Battlefront is coming back. It's a small group, but they don't know. And so if you could just ride the coattails of the movie's success as well, and be like, hey, you freaking love the movie. Look at we're bringing the game back in a new way as well. J.J. Abrams restarted the movies. DICE is restarting the games. We're gonna, boom, and then just roll right in that. Whereas, like, if for some off chance Battlefront sucks. Like, it's not going to impact the movie whatsoever. The movie's going to do its own thing regardless.
But I feel like there's probably going to be so much advertising on both fronts that, like, people are going to know about it. And if people haven't heard about Battlefront yet, they probably aren't that interested in it anyways. Like, if you're still playing video games, you've probably heard about Battlefront by now.
Yeah, well, this also makes me wonder, like, how old is Battlefront 2?
Gosh.
Man.
Early 2000s?
Like
mid 2000s?
Elementary school for me.
So, yeah, exactly. But so, like, I'm thinking, like, are there, like, middle schoolers or early high schoolers that, like, didn't play Battlefront and Battlefront 2?
For sure.
Yeah.
So, like, do they have the nostalgia attached to it like we do?
No,
are they pumped for this game like we are? Or are they just thinking, like, okay, there's going to be like a, DICE is kind of doing the Star Wars thing.
I definitely think that we are the target audience.
Yeah,
definitely.
Or like a few generations older than us as well.
Up to like 25.
Yeah. So...
I don't know, man, but like to get back to actual, Battlefront itself, like the game itself.
GTA gonna hit that guy.
There he goes again. Well, anyway, we were just checking out to double check like the content for Battlefront. Like, what do you guys think about it? Because I don't know. For me, one of my big issues with games lately has just been like the amount of content you get for $60.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
And it seems like for this, it's pretty decent because one of the biggest things I was hoping for was like a bot mode. As we're playing right now.
Yes.
Like I spent hours as a kid playing
just
in bot mode.
Just. And they're like split screen on the consoles as well. And you and a friend, and you're just playing against all the bots.
And I believe this was the first game that I got Xbox Live for when I had my original Xbox.
Oh, okay, nice.
And yeah, it's just I just even though Xbox Live was like you only played with a couple other people at that point.
Yeah,
it was just still so great. And then when my dial-up wasn't working, it's just you just use or when my dad was on the phone.
Yeah, like, Dad, get off the phone. Kill stormtroopers.
Trying to play Star Wars.
Yeah. Or you would for me, it was every time you heard the phone ring, you had to tell everybody like, "All right, gonna get disconnected. See you in a couple minutes."
Yeah, exactly. Halo 1 online was the first like really big you had like 8-on-8 teams
Right,
and everything, and you
yeah.
freaking hear that phone call coming in, and you're just like, all right, guys, go. Get out of the Warthog, get out of the Warthog.
Yeah, and that was like the time when caller ID was just kind of starting to come out, and so it's like, if you did have caller ID, you could say, fuck that. I'm not listening to that.
I'm not going to answer that phone call.
But if you didn't, you're like, oh, God, should I risk it?
Yeah.
But anyways. Yeah, so Battlefront, I'm just super glad there's going to be a bot mode. I'm kind of disappointed there's no space battles, but like, I just feel like with games nowadays, if you had to integrate space battles on as well as everything else onto a disc and then also onto, like a download.
A day one patch.
Yeah. It'd just be like kind of ridiculous. Yeah. And I feel like so much more development, everything is relative, but like, I feel like so much more development goes into games nowadays than it does in the past.
Yeah, and that's just mostly due to graphics.
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
Like,
and it's
you
like
just can't put like the same less amount of graphics in the same.
Yeah, and it's like
even with Blu-ray,
right. Video game prices have been the same for years, and it's like, $60 now will only get you so far as much as $60 would before. So I kind of understand why they don't.
That is true. I haven't thought about that. So like, video games have been $60 for how long? It's been
like
I've never known
Xbox
any
360. No, Xbox 360 started it.
Yes.
And so that was that'll be what, like,
I got one in 7th grade.
Yeah, so it'll be almost 10 years now, right?
Yeah,
almost
was that the standard before though for like PlayStation?
No, it was
games?
50.
No, it was,
PlayStation 2 and Xbox original were $50. $50. And I'm pretty sure, like, I can't swear this because it was the first game I ever bought, so I should remember it with my own money. Yeah. But I don't because I was so young. Final Fantasy X was the first game I ever bought with my own money, and I remember it being $60.
Okay.
I remember it being $10 more than the original price of the normal price of games because it was like such a big game at the time.
Yeah.
And like it was this unbelievable world that was so large and everything, whatever. But so $60 for, that's such an interesting point. I didn't even think about that we paid $60 Xbox 360 launch.
Right.
And it's still that price almost a decade later.
Right.
And we're expecting to get everything on our disc, right? Because we got everything on our disc when Call of Duty 2 came out for the 360 at launch or whatever,
Right.
And it's like, that's kind of not realistic. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, so you're doing a lot of damage.
Oh, he stepped on me.
Get stepped on.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, it's just like $60 back when Xbox 360 was around would get you a lot more in, development costs than $60 would.
Oh,
nowadays.
what we lost?
Suck it, Kyle.
What?
Suck it, Kyle. Freaking worst rebel base
they
ever.
had like two. There was the AT-AT, I killed that, and then I
that was
won.
one thing about this game is it's very you gotta have your whole team on your back. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like,
all right, pass the rock.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. I guess I'm playing now.
Yes, you are, and you're in Dagobah.
Nice.
Freaking don't kill Yoda. There's his house.
Right.
Be nice.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so it's like I kind of understand why like we're not getting as much as we were in terms of like amount in games from before, but it's just like you can't help but feel like kind of
cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I instantly think my mind goes to Destiny, right? Like one of the highest grossing games of all time before it even came out, and they spent the most on development, more than any other game
I
ever.
don't think they were the most ever.
Million,
it was $500 million at the least.
The Old Republic.
That was like the low.
I think the Old Republic still spent more.
Really?
The MMO, yeah.
Insane right now.
Okay, well, eliminating
there's no way
MMOs
Old
then.
Republic
I don't
spent
think
more
the Old
500
Republic
million.
did, but even if they did, this is the most a game ever had. Or I guess technically Destiny is an MMO.
She's playing this on
But
PC.
this is just
so much different.
Dude, I know. Why didn't we use a dongle?
I didn't
That's
know
a
how to
funny
get
word.
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't it? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it really is.
Let's use it.
I think I was laughing
The
when he
ang-
made that
dude,
name.
it's the angle of
He's
your
like, what
dangle.
should we call it? The dongle.
Oh, is that Tim?
No, just like whoever the guy that invented the name for it.
Oh my god.
Well, is that its official term, or did
that's its official term.
the dongle?
Yeah, like if you like went on Amazon and looked that up, then that would be what you. Like,
That's pretty funny. But we know Amazon has a sense of humor because of whatever 1999 mode troll they did a couple weeks ago.
Oh, well, that was for
I
like
pulled
April,
up Amazon.
That was for like April Fool's though.
Oh, that's right. It was April Fool's Day. I pulled up Amazon on April Fool's Day, and I wasn't even thinking. And it went up back to like their old retro original webpage, and I was like, "What the f is this? How do I get to my orders? I can't do things."
Dude, your sensitivity on this is just insane.
Is it too much?
I can deal with it, but I'm just not hardcore enough, I guess.
No, yeah, dude.
Get
PC
into that
Master
PC
Race.
That's the thing is like I watch like level cap
Oh,
gaming
you're
all the time on YouTube, and I love Boogie 2988 too. He's like one of
great.
my favorites.
He's great.
But they all talk about how like having high sensitivity will just get you like so much farther in like competitive gaming and everything. But,
Yeah,
like, I don't
it's
know,
pretty
just-
nice.
But we're not. You don't need this against the computer here.
No.
But
All right, well let's change.
yeah. So
the subject.
Destiny.
Hard
So
right now.
Destiny. Great gameplay from everything that I've heard. Fun.
Yeah.
But just lacking, right? Like,
Yeah,
really,
No, I didn't hear that at all.
No.
What are you talking about?
All their DLC is free.
No, what?
No,
it's not.
no,
I paid,
they're insane.
I paid
No, it's not.
Really? All the
$40
raids
for
and
the
stuff?
pack.
Yeah, they're like
Okay,
the first raid was like $60.
Oh wow!
All right,
I didn't.
all right.
I thought
no,
the raids were free.
No, it's not. All right, let me. Before we start spewing out wrong information here, let's talk to the Destiny local expert here. So, it came with one raid, right? Which was
It was like the Dark Below or something.
no.
that
Dark
was
Below
the
is the
sec-
first expansion.
okay.
The first, God, I haven't played my Xbox in a while, but the first one was Vault of Glass, right?
Oh, okay, that's
and
right. Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
probably known as like the best raid of all of them, but it only
Okay,
goes up to
interesting.
level 30, right? And that's on hard mode.
Yeah.
And which is pretty freaking hard, by the way. But it's like very, I don't know. The cool thing about Destiny was that it's very reminiscent of like, for me, World of Warcraft. Like, World of Warcraft was great because it was tons of players, like doing raids that were super hard that took you forever to beat, and then you're just yelling at each other, and
Yeah.
you're at a computer for like 4 hours at a time at least.
Yeah.
And so Destiny is like that, but it requires a lot smaller of a time commitment, and it's on console, so it's just
Yeah.
a lot easier for people because
Yeah.
like not
Yeah.
everyone switched to the PC Master Race.
Yeah.
So
We're still trying to fight that fight.
yeah, we're on it right now. But,
Yeah.
so it's winning. But anyway,
But
yeah,
so
so-
they're not free though.
right, they're not.
Oh,
so
I thought
the
they were.
first raid is free, right? It came with the game. It came
Vault of Glass.
Yeah, Vault of Glass came something like a month after the game came out, I believe is what it was.
Yeah.
And so that raid's super fun. Has some like the best mechanics I've ever had on any sort of console game, especially like an MMO
Okay.
and RPG.
More so than World of Warcraft.
No,
No,
well,
console.
okay, on console.
Okay,
that's what
okay.
it says. Yeah, World of Warcraft's just in league of its own, but Destiny's graphics were like way better than World of Warcraft, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Jesus.
Rocketed
Obviously.
right in the
Yeah.
You
face.
take that to the face.
I think you
I
guys are
haven't played
losing
this
pretty
game
hard
in
right
so
now.
long, right? This is just ridiculous. Yeah, we are. We're
52
one
to
base.
78.
Okay, so back to so. Anyways, yeah, Destiny was great. Just I bought the season pass for the expansions.
Okay, so
And-
saving a little bit of money.
Right, and I saved like $5 or something.
Oh, really?
So-
That was it.
Yeah, which is like nothing. But both expansions. So the House of Wolves just came out. The first expansion was Dark Below.
Yes.
Which was pretty good. The raid's really fun. The loot that you get is really fun. Like I think the things that keep bringing people back is like the loot. Honestly.
Yeah,
It's just kind of
Well,
what it is.
MMOs. in general.
Yeah, and the raids are, in my opinion, the best part. Like the past probably dozen or 24 times I've played, it's been on a raid, and I
Okay.
just go on just to raid because it's just so fun. I meet people like on random, raid generating team websites, and you just,
Oh,
just
so they
meet
don't
new
have
people.
a raid finder?
Well,
On a
no, they
completely
don't.
tangent,
They don't. You
but
have to form a team of
That
6.
is just dumb.
Interesting.
But there's tons of third-party websites that'll do it for you. It's
Okay,
kind of
that's
annoying,
nice.
but,
But
it's
still.
whatever.
Come on, Bungie,
So-
freaking figure that out.
Yeah, I know, right?
500 million. Freaking put a dungeon.
Although,
fight.
did any of you guys play WoW when
Yes.
when there wasn't a raid finder?
I did not.
No.
Oh.
I did not.
It was you walked into like that like hub world and
Yeah,
you
just had to wait.
just local chat.
Yeah.
Just anybody for dead mines. Need a little dead mines.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's-
remember
that's
that's the
awful.
first raid you ever got
Yeah.
into, I think. But anyways, like Destiny's great. Like the new DLC though,
Wow, you
my
just team
opinion,
killed that guy. You
Rock
shot
to the
your own guy
face.
right
dude.
there.
I'm telling you, I haven't played this in forever. It's so hard to try and talk and play
Yeah.
video games at the same time. But anyways, the new DLC is like super controversial. It doesn't have a raid in it, and it's like still the
Oh,
same
really?
price.
Isn't it like $60?
No. Each DLC
40?
is $20, $25, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I think I
where
saved
did get that
$10 for season
$60
pass.
from?
So, it's just like Battlefield, where the season pass, the premium pass, or whatever it was like $50. But like with Battlefield, you get way more DLC, and way more things. But oh Jesus, Jordan. But anyway,
Send
that
out the
grenade.
droid, cuz.
yeah, dude. Oh,
Shuck
man,
it.
it's such a far fucking finger thing. All right, so, but like the House of Wolves is super controversial because there's like no good content really. It seems like there's no raid, which is probably the number one thing I would pay for. Like
that's like for MMOs. That's the flagship. That's like the title. That's the main event.
Yeah, I do.
You got trash.
I'm sorry. I was trying to focus.
Yeah, I got you.
But anyways,
I'm taking it off your hands here.
Yeah, the new DLC is just kind of rough. It's like it's like a bunch of loot.
You want to move? Yeah, swap.
It's a bunch of new loot, but and some new story missions. But like, it's really nothing that well. Like, I haven't even played it yet. I think it came out, but like, I honestly wouldn't even know. I haven't played Destiny in a few weeks, but I don't know. It's kind of eh. You gotta have a lot of friends that play. That's the only way you're gonna have fun.
That's like most MMOs, though. Yeah. Like, MMO is not fun by yourself.
Yeah, and it's just I'm kind of getting sick of paying all this money for DLC and like paying, for example, Destiny. I like paid a total of $100 essentially for the game and for the 2 expansion packs, and it's just like as a college student, like $100 is a lot.
So like bringing that back to our previous topic though of how games haven't changed in price.
Yeah, sure.
Is it now the standard of paying $100? Like,
is
that the standard? So games are really just $100. You just have a choice now.
Yeah, I think that's honestly what it is.
Sad. I don't like that.
Yeah, and it's like you got either 2 options. You got to go down the road that we're going down right now, or just increase game prices. And I don't know which one would be better. I think it's probably better for the for companies and for the market to do DLC because people buy games and then. If they have friends that play the game, they're going to want to have the DLC too, so then they're going to want it, and then they're going to sell it more often. Then they're probably going to make more money than they would if they were just to mark up the price to $90 or $100. But I guess it's just the world we live in now. There's like games nowadays. The one thing that's really annoying me is like pre-order bonuses. Right?
Yeah.
So for example,
where they completely lock it out.
Well,
no,
okay,
they're getting a little ballsy.
There's a difference. Before pre-order bonuses used to be new skins for your gun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. You got like an extra attachment for your gun, or like gold armor, or et cetera, et cetera. And nowadays it's
like suicide.
Nowadays it's like unlock 2 characters that other people don't get if they don't pre-order it, and it's like,
that's pretty.
Come on, that's ridiculous. Like, I like to wait for my games to get reviewed after I buy them, and the fact that like now I'm unable to get those 2 characters, or I have to wait 3 months or something like that for it to be available to the general public,
and that's kind of the same
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's retarded.
Yeah, and that's like the kind of the same thing though with like free to play games where some can be good to where like you don't actually have to pay money, but then there's those guys where if you pay money, you are so much better than everybody else.
Yeah, I think Hearthstone is probably the best example of like a well done freemium game because they make it very easy to earn, I guess, in-game money, right? And
you can get like 100 to 150 gold like every 2 days.
Right, and it's like I don't. Like, for the solo adventure expansions, for example, I have no problem paying money for those because it's actually
There's a lot
fun.
of content, and they're fun, And
you get, like, 3 game modes per boss, and it's honestly a great time.
Give me the freaking
especially,
blaster.
Like, for me, I barely have enough time to play... Oh, excuse me. Barely have enough time to play my console anymore.
Yoda.
Oh, Yoda.
Oh, do I want? Yes, I want.
Yeah, you want Yoda.
Yeah, so I, like, barely have enough time to play on my console anymore, being, in all
Shift
the different...
Sprint,
yeah, I gotcha. Thank you.
So, like, in all my different responsibilities, I have so much stuff going on where I barely have any time to play on console. It's like I've moved to playing a lot of stuff on my phone. Like Hearthstone, for example. Like, I can play between classes and stuff. And it's just, like...
Definitely.
It's great because, like, there's no time commitment. Like, there's no way I'd be able to go back to playing World of Warcraft or anything like that where it's, if you're not sitting down for 4 hours, you're not getting anything done, right?
And then there's the monthly subscription.
Right.
Oh, Team Kill.
Exactly.
Chop that Chewbacca straight in half.
So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's like things are just going in a weird direction where, you're having to shell out a lot of money for these different games, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it kind of just has to go like that because they have to make money, and the more money there is in video games, the more competition there is, and better games we get, I guess. But I don't know. It's a lot of money to spend. It's getting kind of annoying.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I'm trying to think of. There was a big controversy. I never played the game, but it was supposed to be like one of the big free Steam kind of indie game. Was it PlanetSide, Kyle? You would know more about this. But apparently, like, PlanetSide was going to be awesome. This could be totally wrong.
PlanetSide
I don't want to keep saying PlanetSide if it's not PlanetSide, but I'm gonna say it. And it was like awesome, but apparently, if you like, paid to win, you just got like everything, and you had such an advantage over people that played for free. PlanetSide 2 is free, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then maybe it was this game, and
not a fun game, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like...
Is this the one like that was like always online and...
Yeah, it was basically like a super crazy giant map, and then there was 200 people on it at a time. So there was like 100 people each side, and it would be like one team would be attacking like another base, and it would just sit there for hours, and nobody would make progress in any direction.
That's really a bummer. But yeah, so anyways, but like with that game, it was free to play, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if you didn't pay, you were at such a disadvantage, it might not even be worth it. So, and then like you said, Hearthstone, very good example, because, even when you do pay in that game, it's really up to chance, right? Because you technically would only just be buying packs, and you could buy a shit ton of packs and still not get the card you need.
Right, exactly. And it's like, I don't know, you if you pay to play, you pay for your packs, pay for all this other stuff, like, you can make the game go faster, I guess. And like rank up faster and stuff. But in my opinion, if you just pay a bunch of money to play for that game, or for any other game for that matter, like, it just shortens your like experience, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like, if I were to take, to get let's say 100% completion, right? Okay. On like Hearthstone, which isn't really possible, but anyways, it would take forever. If you didn't pay for anything. But if you paid for everything, it would reduce that time drastically. And once you get down to, like, you have every card, you have a bunch of dust, you have everything unlocked. It's
more
just
than enough
resources. What's the point? There's no point in playing anymore besides just
ranked, like trying to be.
Hearthstone also is like a game though where like. You're not guaranteed to be better by paying money.
Exactly.
It's like
not at all.
Like in a pack.
Like, I've beaten people that I have a worse deck than, and I've been beaten by people that I should have beaten.
Yeah.
And, so it doesn't guarantee you a win, which is nice.
Yeah. Right. So they did a really good job with that game.
Definitely.
Rolling the freaking money now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Geez. That's what got me back into it.
I read an article the other day that said, like, the total amount of people playing Hearthstone was at like 20 million in like December or something like that, and then they just recently did it again, and they've gained 10 million more people.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And that's probably just from the phone.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I would agree.
I see people playing it in class all the time. All the time. It's just like today in my stats class, I was just playing Hearthstone because teacher was just rambling on about
worthless information.
No, it's just it's like he gives us these handouts, and they're essentially just like, that's all he does in lecture is just read the handout, and it's like, I'm just gonna play Hearthstone.
Like, you're making the decision for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play this game. Okay, I don't know how you can't kill droidicas with that guy, or I don't remember how.
Rocket launcher, dude. Grenades.
Oh, Yoda's back in action. It's freaking ready to take these people to town.
He's got 30 guys left. You got it.
What? Oh, dude, yeah. Like, you guys clearly forgot how to play Star Wars.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Just got trashed, Droidica. Get the frick out of my life.
Typically, I'm not like a bad video game player, but I don't know.
Dude, talking and playing's hard.
It really is.
Ask Kyle.
It really is.
Ask Kyle about his Dead Space experience. While
it was something. It was a little spooky.
Yeah, you were having a great time with that one. That's episode 3 of the Between the Textbooks. Watch Kyle play Dead Space for the first time, and although you can't see it, he does get vertical multiple times when there's a monster around the corner that he was not expecting.
Dude, I was into it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty funny.
Never really been into scary games. To be
really? Why is that?
I don't see the point in playing a game just to get scared.
Do you like scary movies?
Not particularly.
Well, see, I'm sensing a trend.
Yeah.
Chewbacca, get out of my way. I got a freaking... Okay, can we agree
I love Resident Evil, but that's more like
so good.
Yeah, that's not really scary.
No.
I don't know.
I feel like they've had not this many people left.
So what about Dead Space, though? Because Dead Space isn't, like, 100% about the scares. It's also kind of like an action-y shooting game.
Never played it.
It's so good.
But, like, a game like that just doesn't appeal to you? Even if it's just kind of like a mix of both? Not just a straight horror game?
So, like, I don't know, like, I like the old, like, arcade House of the Dead games. Those are just kind of fun, but
yeah, I would not say that's a scary game.
Yeah, not at all. But I don't know. I'm just not a huge scary movie person. Just like I will walk out of the room if I see a scary movie playing.
Oh, okay. So you're Brian Rath.
So yeah, I'm just like
scared of
F movies. That.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not how you want to spend your time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it probably stems from watching The Exorcism of Emily Rose when I was little.
Oh yeah, that's why that doesn't seem like a good.
Cannot
life choice.
sleep for a couple nights.
Understandable.
Dude, that movie was ridiculous. Like, oh god.
Brian Rath, did you watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Which one's that?
He just walked in the room.
He heard his name. He heard the call.
Yeah.
It was like the bat signal.
Exorcism of Emily Rose.
No, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
Brian's
I don't think
horrible.
are friggin' dumb.
There you go. You heard it.
Thank you.
From the source.
God.
See, Kyle and I like watching scary movies from time
You know,
to
it's
time.
probably the
Not
scariest
often.
movie I've seen
What?
in like a while was Insidious.
I
That movie
did not
was
watch that one.
creepy
That
as
seems
F.
seems creepy.
It was the one about
kill this today.
like a guy chases you into your dream and tries to kill you while you're asleep. It's
That sounds
He-
super.
well, it's similar to that, but it's like he has to like find his way out, and then the scariest part was when he was just walking around and he was like he knew the bad dude was there. But there was that song playing. It was like through the window, through the forest.
Oh,
like,
is that Tiny Tim?
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that was like the creepiest.
That
part
his
ever.
voice, like I don't understand how that's real music that like people enjoyed. It's terrifying. Like I like scary movies, and when that trailer had it, and it's yeah, dude, Tiny Tim is messed
you're
up.
sniping this guy.
Yeah, well, freaking victory!
First
Let's
one
go.
out of freaking what?
There we
3
go.
now? Yeah.
Oh well.
Pass it on over to Kyle. I'm not about to destroy myself. On
No,
this.
I mean you don't want to embarrass yourself on
Yeah,
camera. That's
yeah.
okay. Well, I think that those game modes took longer than I remembered.
Yeah, they
like,
did.
Especially Hoff. Hoff, you.
Yeah.
It was a little while.
I mean, if we're going off the movies, you did what the movie did. You just lost and defended yourself, but lost.
Yeah.
You,
Well,
you
they
slowed
lost
them
Hoff
Took
down.
down and it took down.
They lost
AT&T.
Hoff too. They just ran away.
How did they lose Hoff?
They
They
lost
took
it.
him out. Do you not remember the ending scene where Vader comes in and he's like, "Oh, we'll get him next time." Or
Yeah,
whatever.
they just fly away.
Oh yeah, okay.
Leia
so,
flies away last on the last speeder or the last torpedo, whatever.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
they're,
No,
and
she's
they're,
like the Millennium Falcon.
I love how in that one
Are you
they're
sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's on the Millennium
their
Falcon.
strategy is they're like we're gonna shoot lasers up and we'll follow the lasers and then we'll be fine. It's like so the massive like Starfleet up there led by like freaking Grand Admiral Badass whoever. I've been in the freaking Imperial Navy forever. They're not just gonna stand like move back a little bit and then just shoot at you when you go by. Like okay, whatever. That was pretty thin.
You're faster than
Yeah,
me.
whatever.
I'll run it.
Oh well, so we're super excited about Star Wars Battlefront. We hope there's enough content there with its rumored
Yeah.
12 maps to start, right? 12 maps, 3 worlds.
Yeah, plus free DLC coming out.
Like a month
really
later or
cool.
something. Yeah, a month
It's
later.
not
So that's
free,
nice.
is it?
It
And
said
the
free
first one
DLC.
is. The first one is a free
Oh,
DLC.
interesting.
Yeah.
December.
So that's exciting. Hopefully there's enough content there. No story mode type campaign thing, which
It's
is kind of a
Battlefront,
bummer,
you can't
but
really do that.
yeah.
So you-
But at least there's a bot mode, which saves the day. If there was no
Yeah.
bot mode, it would almost certainly be a disappointment.
Correct.
But yeah, so we're excited about that. Companies like Blizzard doing free to play the right way. Granted, they have all the money and power and resources in the world to do whatever they want because of WoW and Diablo and Hearthstone and StarCraft
PC
and
Master
everything
Race.
they do is good. But yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for Star Wars Battlefront. As we learn more about the DLC exact details and everything in the game modes and stuff. And if you haven't played Hearthstone, give it a shot because it's pretty fantastic.
It's great. You know, people may make fun of you for it, but
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
It's a great game.
It's college.
pretty
Nobody
good.
gives a shit.
It's it's a good little thing to pass the time.
Exactly. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, Jack. Thank you for being here. We'll hope to have
Thanks
you
for
back.
inviting me over, guys.
Yeah,
I
man.
really
It was
appreciate
good.
it.
And we can do this without a podcast from time to time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Totally could.
Oh well. So look out for all the Star Wars this holiday season here. Oh, did you just shoot a Wookiee in the nuts? Is that what you
No, I
did?
shot over his head.
Okay.
6 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll happen in the new movie. Maybe not. You'll just have to wait and see.
Who shot first?
Han.
ひまわりのように咲